Academy here in BC. I just had a dog dropped off. Owner just left the door. And I'm super excited for this guy. It's going to be a fun time. He's here with me for 5 days, and we're going to do a little e-collar work with him as well. But I kind of want to show you kind of the initial process for him, what we're doing for him, which is pretty much the same as we do for most dogs. It switches up a tiny bit once in a while, depending on the dog, but his nails are a touch long, and my floors are wicked slippery. They're laminate and they're pretty darn slippery, especially if you have a little bit long nails. It's kind of like a skating rink for dogs. And especially because they're a little bit unsure of where they're at. They're not walking with a nice relaxed pad. They're walking a little stiffer, a little tighter, wider feet, stuff like that. So I want to show you what that process looks like. He's a big guy. He's with me because he's got a few bad habits. His name is Pecas. I think I mentioned that already. I'm not sure. He's like a Staffy mix. There's a few different breeds in there. 2 years old. Kind of the thing that set Mom off to get some training for him was he bolted when they were doing a bit of a potty outside, and Mom went into the splits and hurt herself. So Mom can't have that anymore. He's a really strong guy, and we don't need any more accidents. So that was kind of the predominant thing, and then we're going to work on his kind of overall manners and stuff like that too, and train her on how to kind of live the right lifestyle and incorporate training into your everyday routine, right? Make it not so complicated, right? Take the obedience out of it and do it more from just how to live with your dog and how to make certain things just matter in your relationship as opposed to commands. I want to live kind of the right lifestyle where you're just teaching manners and that kind of stuff, like with your kids, right? You're not always parenting from 5 to 6 and 6 to 7 and stuff like that. You're always parenting. They're always learning. So how are you living with each other? What is the relationship living with each other? So I just want to show you. I got a little off track there, but I want to show you. See if I can set this up properly. See, I think that should work. What the process is like for learning, kind of for him to learn where I want him to be and how I'm communicating with the leash, as well as building up a little confidence here. I don't want to slide in. So right now he's having a typical reaction of flight. Let me see if I can put this here. I don't think you're going to be able to see much of it there. And I'm not going to use much talking. I'm going to keep that to a minimum. Sometimes I talk a little unnecessarily. I shouldn't be talking at all, but kind of habit, especially when I'm trying to explain. There we go. So a little bit of pressure. I want his nose off the ground. There. Okay, we'll just get him to sit down. Like most dogs, when you first get them, they're used to pressure, so you're having to use it a fair bit more than you would like to, but nothing unreasonable. So I'm just lifting his head. He's wanting to drive it down, so I'm just lifting whatever weight he's resisting with. That's it. So I'm just trying to teach him where I want his head to relax his brain, so that he can become more relaxed. That's better. This looks so now I just sit here for a second, let that kind of simmer. He's trying to smell the dog that's in that room. Hey. Turn around. There we go. Now we'll just pick a spot and stop. Now you can see his handsome face. His nice and freckly nose. That's where Pecas comes from. It's Spanish for freckles. He's a Mexican dog. Now he's getting distracted by another dog I have in the crate. So again, just holding whatever he's resisting with, and then pressure's off as soon as he sits. Oh, you can't even see the pressure, sorry. Need to figure out better ways to film, but this just kind of works on the fly. That's where my charger is, so. I don't pre-plan most videos, they kind of just happen. So, filming is what it is. That was better. There you go. I don't know if you were catching there, his head was a little higher, that was awesome. He might be one I flip over to a halty or a transitional. Kind of am anticipating that's what might happen, but we'll see. Because he does like to bury his nose. And Mom says he's quite the hound personality, so that'll help get just his nose off the ground a bit softer, a bit gentler, take the pressure off his any pressure off his neck, and be able to use pressure gentler just using his snout. But we'll see how it goes. Whenever I get a dog, I tend to have I have my routine things that I do and I'm anticipating, but I try not to set aside a story of what this dog is as much as possible. I just go by what's happening in the moment, right? Whatever they need is what I do. And we're going to get there no matter what, just the way we get there may be a little different with each dog, right? Because everybody's unique. Turn my diffuser on. That sometimes just helps relax the dogs a bit more and helps myself a little bit too, and get a little bit of scent for new dogs. Get their nose waking up a bit more in a natural sense as soon as they come in my house. There's a lot of dog scents, obviously, me being a dog trainer, so it's just nice to try and get something that cuts through that scent a little bit more. Little things. Do they make much of a difference? Not really, but do they help a tiny bit? Sure. So I'm just holding pressure here. I know you can't see, and then there, release pressure. If you notice now, his feet are starting to get a bit more relaxed as well. He's walking softer. Turns are softer. Pressure has to be able to be softer. So this is how we start everybody. I'm not going to start outside. That's unfair. Then we're yanking and cranking, and that's not what I want to do. So typically outside, I let them pull me to an extent. Because that's what they're used to anyway, and I know I'm going to switch it pretty quickly anyway, so it's not a big deal as long as I don't wipe out. And they're not being terrors to any of my neighbors or dogs walking by. Because that stuff I'll knock off as much as I can right away. If it's very unacceptable. And if you notice, I'm keeping myself to the side of him the whole time. I'm not trying to be forceful in with the psychological pressure. So now he's being a bit more resistant. I'm going to help out with the snap. Sometimes I let that take a little bit longer because that's when his brain is really working. That's when things start to really set in more because you're letting him work through the process a bit longer. You're creating some natural problem-solving skills. And you're also saying, hey, I'm not releasing. So, and it's not much pressure. I'm not going to release until you put your butt on the ground. just is what it is. So it's on your terms, right? However long it takes you. Always be patient. More patient and persistent than your dog is capable of. Patience over unfair pressure. See, I don't know if the camera probably didn't catch it, but he had a few moments of wanting to go back. So, fight, flight, avoid, accept. Those are 4 behaviors. That's him, flight. And he does it in a bit more of a fight sort of way. That may be a little more complicated to understand, so I apologize if that is, but he wants to back away in more of a sense, like it's not that he's necessarily scared of anything, but he'll back away to get his way, if that makes sense. So again, just a little pressure here. I know I have like my whole hand on it, but really the only pressure that I'm using is my 2 fingers. It's just more comfortable for me to not hold my hand like I'm drinking from a teacup, and just do it this way. And then I also kind of flip my finger over so my wrists don't get so sore. So again, this is just pressure to raise the head. So whatever pressure he's using down, I'm using up, just to keep his head level, pretty much. So here I'm going to help him out. He's kind of frozen. There we go, pressure off. You see now he's not automatically diving to the ground. He's really thinking hard right now. So this is what I love to see people practice. Tire the brain out. Work smarter, not harder, because if you do this, you're not only tiring the brain out and getting a more relaxed dog, you're also making a much smarter dog, and you're building a relationship. So this is very, very much relationship building and confidence building. He's able to learn that through this eventually, that he doesn't have to stress about the world. So if the doorbell goes, or there's a squirrel or whatever it may be, he trusts that you're going to handle business and he can just relax. But the benefit at first is they're exhausted because they're not used to using their brain in a calm manner and problem solving. They're used to being, their brains are, most dogs' brains that I see as a trainer is dogs who are using their brain out of reactivity. They're reacting to something. A stimulation, whether that be a squirrel, whether that be a cat, whether that be another dog, or a person, or a child, or a bike. They're not learning to trust that those things are okay, and trust that the human is going to keep them relaxed and say it's none of their business, and they can just relax and go on about their life and enjoy. So what I want to teach him is when he does see that cat or whatever, and this will be a process with him and his owner, that, okay, I see the cat, I've practiced the behavior of having to go bonkers over this cat, so for a split second he might think, oh heck yeah, I'm going to go get that cat, and then his brain is going to revert and say, oh wait a second, I don't have to worry about that, that's not the right option. That cat is none of my business, let it live its life and not have a heart attack. It doesn't deserve to get a heart attack just because I'm overstimulated. So then he has his problem solving skills naturally to relax and trust that mom's going to take care of business if she needs to. If the cat's a threat, she'll shoo the cat away. And then what will happen is it'll just become, after plenty of times of this happening over and over and over again, you practice it all the time, kind of lather, rinse, repeat. And then what will happen is he's just going to, he'll see a cat and he'll instantly just be like, yeah, whatever, none of my business. And then maybe there's like one cat in 1,000 he sees that, okay, well, maybe that there's some sort of trigger there. But 99% of the time, it means nothing. He's fine. So that's what we're going to get to. Hope that makes sense. Oh, there we go. That was better. Now it's better. So I'm going to do probably like one more pass. Sorry for these videos being so long, but I really want people to be able to see that shift. I will at some point again hopefully get better angles, better setups, all that kind of stuff. So if you like these videos and you want to see more of them and better angles and stuff like that, let me know. Like, subscribe, comment. Help support me so I can keep putting content out for you, and get all that equipment. So again, just holding pressure. So there, now he's knowing what I'm wanting. I don't know if you can see it from that angle again, but he did back up as though he was going to sit, but then he didn't, and he did it twice. So that's him just being a little committed to maybe making the wrong decision and not trusting that, hey, I'm going to lead. And that's what this is. Him walking beside me and doing this is just teaching him, hey, I'm going to lead so you can relax and follow, because 99% of dogs are born followers, just like this guy is. So they don't want the stress of making all those decisions about if everything's safe or a threat or some sort of a concern, and having to always decide. So that's what this is. It seems like we're teaching him just to walk beside, which is, yes, we're doing that too. But we're communicating, right? Through the leash, through me being here, through him being there. We're going through the motions of different positions. We're using the brain and building that understanding from his point of view. We communicate a lot through physical and psychological pressure. But we forget sometimes, but we also communicate a ton with verbal, right? Like we're doing right now. Dogs don't communicate so much verbally, naturally anyway. Dogs that aren't too overstimulated. So we gotta remember to try and take vocabulary out as much as possible, because it means nothing to the dogs for the most part. They weren't born speaking English. If mom wanted them to sit down or calm down, she used pressure, whether that was physical or psychological. In psychological pressure, sometimes people get a bit of a negative idea about it, but what it is distance pressure. So if you want to think about physical pressure or distance pressure. So distance pressure would be, let's say, as a kid, you were goofing around. Let's say you had an open concept house. You were goofing around in the living room, and your mom was in the kitchen doing dishes or making food or whatever she's doing, and you're doing something that's unacceptable to her. All she has to do is give you a look, and knock that shit off. Not okay. She doesn't have to say anything. She gives you a look. That's distance pressure or psychological pressure. That, and another example is moving towards somebody. So, without me saying anything, if I have a bit of a certain energy about me, a certain presence, that I expect you to move, and I walk towards you without saying anything, that is distance pressure or psychological pressure. Because sorry, not a coffee yet. That's me moving into you, so physically. Oh, that was a good job, buddy. There you go. Hey. That was a great job. came all by himself. There was no pressure on that leash, so that is where it's starting to click. And you can see, it happens pretty quick. It probably would have happened even quicker. Good job, kid. Had I not been talking and just doing, because by me talking, it's adding stimulation unnecessarily. But yeah, so that's Pecas. I'll do more videos on it yet too, but hope you liked that, hope you enjoyed it, and leave any questions, comments below. Please like and subscribe. I'd love your support, and have an awesome day. Thanks.